Welcome back. This is Healing America's Narratives. We're still working with Chapter 10. One man embodies all of the collective traits of the shadow. And we're going to just provide some bullet point examples of what I mean by that in the next few episodes. We'll probably go into a couple of them in some detail. But just to get started, one of the 45th president's pre-presidential traits was to constantly attack President Obama, and specifically attacking the 2010 Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, which has been labeled Obamacare by many people. And he basically said that if he became president, within the first 100 days, he was going to dismantle it, get rid of it, and replace it with something that was going to be so much better. Just wait and see how he would put it. It's going to be great. So interestingly, on February 27th, 2017, and this is after a good 2 to 4 years of criticizing the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, the President of the United States said out loud, on television, quote, "Now I have to tell you, it's an unbelievably complex subject. Nobody knew healthcare could be so complicated." But he said that out loud in 2017 as the President of the United States, perhaps the only person around the world, or at least in the United States, who didn't know that healthcare was a complicated issue. So again, that comes into whether that was ignorance or arrogance on his part. You can choose that. I believe it was a combination of both. That's one. Another example, and this goes back to his persistent attacks on his opponents, insulting people, calling them losers. If he didn't like them, they were failed, and just really disseminating what I would describe as what I experienced as a really disruptive, mean-spirited, at times hateful approach to other human beings and groups. On October 27th, 2018, at the mass shooting at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh, the president said this, quote, "It's a terrible, terrible thing. What's going on with hate in our country, frankly, and all over the world, and something has to be done," end quote. And then, as with all of the mass shootings that occurred on his watch in the United States, he did nothing. He had a close relationship, or at least an ongoing relationship, with the National Rifle Association, and he, seemed completely oblivious or deliberately manipulative in terms of the juxtaposition of the hate and insult that he espouses and sends out into the world, and then to stand after a horrible massacre to say that something has to be done about all the hate in the world. So again, it's a perfect example of shadow. The hate and the trouble is out there somewhere. It has nothing to do with me personally. So that's just two examples of how Donald Trump, the 45th president of the United States, embodies what we're talking about as the collective shadow of the United States. So thank you for staying with me on this. I'll see you the next time.